Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a timeless reading. This energy was activated the moment you clicked on this video. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. A Princess of Pentacles. I feel like you're someone who has invested a lot of time, effort, energy, and or money into yourself, into a project, into something that you are trying to accomplish, a goal, a skill, maybe a promotion. Maybe it's been a journey of, trying to create your masterpiece, right? Trying to create perhaps your successful life, right? The Princess of Pentacles is a card where there is a lot of potential here. And it's something that we're looking at, we're sort of prospecting, and we're thinking this is a good place to work, We're looking at a plot of land and we're thinking that'd be a good place to build a house or, plant a garden, We're looking at some aspect of life, whether it's ourselves and a particular potential that we feel we have. Or if it's something that we're looking at sort of externally, and really I don't think there's a difference between the two. We're looking at something and we're understanding that something is in there we're trying to bring out of it. Kind of the way an artist will look at a blank canvas and think there's a picture there that wants to emerge. Or looking at a block of clay and thinking there's something here for me to carve out and mold from this, right? So we're looking at this, and this is, in that way, it's sort of the raw material. It's the uncarved block. It is the unchiseled piece of stone that you're looking at and thinking there's great potential here, okay? And it's going to take an investment of time, effort, energy, and probably money too, to bring out the potential of this. Now, this card has the potential to become the Empress, right? That living piece of art, right? That living life, that the living and breathing reality. Right now, this feels like it may be a winter energy for you. It may feel like it's cold, it's barren, there's no life here. But you know that with the proper attention, spring is going to emerge. All the verdant energy will return. So we got to see what we're doing with this, okay? Let's put some other cards around this. Now we've got the Hermit. Sure, that makes sense. We've got the Moon card. We've got a Seven of Wands, an Ace of Pentacles, and a Nine of Cups. Look at that, Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's coming. This is going to be a big win for you. This is probably going to be the biggest win of your life. It's going to feel absolutely satisfying when you do bring out the potential of this thing, that this Spirit's saying this is a worthwhile investment for you. The Hermit is investing in that Princess of Pentacles energy, okay? On the path of the Serpent here, we have, a Ten of Pentacles. Very nice. Not only do we have the Nine of Cups plus the Ace, which that equals the 10 of Pentacles, right? So to me, it feels like, yes, you are creating your best life with your current investment. What you are currently working on or considering working on. Here we have the Lust card. We're trying to avoid a Nine of Swords, of course, aren't we always? And we have a Queen, a Queen of Cups. That's some very deep water energy that is then reflecting on the past here, okay? So I think that's a very good outcome. That's really a kind of a very deep experience of this thing. I think it's satisfying on many levels for you. I think it's a confirmation for you kind of spiritually that this was something that you were meant to do. It feels like this is a confirmation of destiny. It's also a confirmation that you sort of understood your destiny correctly, that you understand who you are and why you're here and what your potential is. And this could be anything. The thing about the Pentacles, especially with the Princess here, is that it could be anything. Whatever you are investing in. Yourself, other people, a company, stocks, I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor person. Investing in your own creative energy. You know that there's something here. And it's just up to you now to sort of dig into it and bring it out. To bring out this potential, to unleash whatever potential is stored up in this. Okay? And that's really what the Hermit is doing. The Hermit is the one that is investing in that. It's kind of, the Hermit is, it's a Virgo energy, right? So it very much to me is kind of, it represents the investor. It represents the one who is kind of considering putting everything they have into something and making that sort of offering, that sort of sacrifice, because it really believes in something. It believes that there's potential here that's worth investing in. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here. No, it's not Bob Ross this time around. We've got to change the guardian of the mystery card to our little octopus friend, the Eight of Tentacles. All right, so we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put that in the comments down below anytime during the reading, okay? I think we should all do it in order to exercise our intuition. I think it will be good for us to do that. Yeah. The more we practice the intuition, the better we'll get, right? Practice makes progress, as I say. All right, looking around the room now. We've got major, three major arcana energies. It kind of feels like the Hermit's sort of, austerity, giving everything that it has, giving the shirt off of its back to this investment, to this dark, scary forest, being willing to face that ultimate fear of having something fail, right? Facing your very worst fears, I think spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, financially, those fears of not succeeding, those fears of being wrong, those fears of succeeding, the fears of not succeeding, the fear of the unknown, the fear of being alone, everything. This card represents every fear we could possibly imagine. Every monster that may pop out at us in the dark is here in this card. Okay, so this is really what we're facing, This is ultimately facing our fear kind of energy, and that's what the Queen of Cups is doing. Looking deep within and facing all those fears. What are all the things, the laundry list of things that are preventing you from doing this? Well, it's all fear, right? So we're overcoming that, and I think that the Hermit, in overcoming those fears, offering everything that we have to this, despite our fears, it's going to lead to this kind of celebration, right? It's going to lead to passion. It's going to lead to a confidence. It's going to lead to an exuberant energy with this lust card. This feels like we're capable of anything now. It's like this creates such a strong will in you, such a confidence and a belief in yourself. This creates a confidence and a belief in your creativity that is well-founded. A belief that you are capable of doing anything because you really are. It's not bravado. It's not hubris thinking, I can do anything I want. You're proving that statement. You're proving that assertion here. Okay? Feels really, really good. I think this is definitely the biggest win of your life. I think it's coming. So we have our majors, right? We have a little bit of fire back here. We, of course, have our water and our water. We got the air we're trying to avoid. We got our earth energies. And the earth energies is kind of, it's straightforward. Investing in this thing, there's your quarter. Put it in the machine and look what you get. Invest your efforts into this potential, into these raw materials, into this undeveloped thing, right? If it's a person, a place, a thing, if it's one of your own skills, if it's a talent, if it's even if it's a hobby, it doesn't have to be anything all that huge. It doesn't have to say, well, now you're sort of putting all your money into the stock market. No. Maybe it's, that maybe you are investing a little bit. Maybe you're investing in a company. Maybe you're taking a chance on trying a new hobby. Maybe you're going to start a stamp collection. Maybe this is you saying, well, I'm gonna build a library, you know. Maybe this is you taking a chance on a new skill or a new sport or a new hobby. Okay? It is something that is challenging for you. That's the point. It's something to which you have a natural resistance. You know, we see some cards of resistance here. We see the Moon card, fear. Fear of every kind imaginable. Everything we could possibly be afraid of, right? We see the resistance here to the struggle. It's kind of saying like, look, you know what? The odds are against me. It doesn't seem like this is something that a person can do. What are the chances that I could start doing, you know, jujitsu and be really good at it and actually have fun and feel like I'm making progress and actually bring out that potential in me? Like, what are the odds that it's going to work? And that's like 1,000,000,000 to 1, right? I don't know. So that's the 7 of Wands there. Then we have the 9 of Swords too, which is kind of like the despair. It's kind of like we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. So we might as well do it, you know. This is the despair that's saying, well, if I fail, I'm going to be just lamenting, right? Miserable. But if I don't even try, I'm pretty much guaranteed to get this anyway. This regret, this shame, this lamentation, this misery. So this is sort of the motivation. It's saying, you know what? The 9 of Swords is going to be here no matter what. I might as well use this to sort of goad myself into action, to try this thing, you know. And maybe you've been working on it for a long time, and maybe this is the energy that we need to keep going, to not give up at this point. Okay. Spirit saying something about some shoulder issue. There's been a shoulder, I don't know, injury or just soreness in your shoulder. Yeah. And your family has land. This actually is something to do with land or real estate or some sort of property. Maybe this is also extending to the financial sort of side of things, where it's just, you know, do you buy the house? Do you take on this property? Do you try to develop this thing? Or, you know, what do you do? Do you keep it? Do you try to work it? Do you sell it? You know, what are we doing that's going to bring out the greatest potential? I think what you're doing is you're facing your fear. The Hermit is the one that will basically divest themselves of every luxury in order to do the thing, right? So the Hermit is, you know, symbolically, metaphorically, retiring into the mountains, foregoing the pleasures of the city, right? Kind of going off into the country. In other words, choosing a life, a simpler life, more austere, less luxuries, right? Is willing to go with less in order to have more to invest in this. So it could be that you're really trying to save money in a way, right? Putting more money into our investment, time, effort, energy, and or money, investing in ourselves or other people or this property or something. The Hermit is going to say, well, you know what? I don't need the $5 coffee every day. I can put that money into this project. I can put that money into this, right? So it's sort of like where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. But it's not just financial. It's not just money, right? Money is a means to an end. This is the investment of time and effort. Okay, time and effort. Time and space, being willing to hold space for this thing, saying, okay, well, I need to find all the ways that I can save time and save money and save energy so that I can do this thing. Maybe this is like you got to practice your drums. Maybe you just picked up a drum kit and it's like, okay, well, now I've got to invest a little bit of money in it. Sure, you got to buy them. We got to buy the sticks, right? And I've got to invest time in there. I've got to set aside time to practice every day. If I don't, what's the point? If I'm not willing to make any kind of sacrifices, what's the point of having this there? You buy the drum kit. Okay, you have invested a few $100s to buy the drums, but you're not willing to invest any time or any effort. What's the point? It was a waste of money. You just threw away $500 buying your entry-level Pearl drum kit, you know. They're probably cheaper than that nowadays. So we have to be willing to not only hold space and time for this thing, but when we're in that time and space, we have to put in the effort. There's no point to say, I'm going to practice an hour a day, and then for that hour, you just sit there and stare at your sticks. There's no effort there. You're throwing away that time. It's a waste of time. Okay, and the hermit knows that, so the hermit's willing to say, look, if I'm going to put in the time, effort, energy, and money into this, it means I need to take time, effort, energy, and money away from other things and apply that here. And that's going to help you produce whatever this is, to create whatever this is, to develop whatever this is. Maybe it is a skill, maybe it is a musical ability or a talent, right? And it's going to be hard work, and I think that you know that. We're looking at the background here with the Seven of Wands. The odds being against you, right? But I think that this is you beginning the thing anyway. That despite the odds, kind of like, what are the odds you're going to be a sort of master virtuoso drummer, or guitar player or singer or artist, or, maybe you're playing the piano, I don't know. The Seven of Wands is resistance in that way, saying it's a lot of effort, and what are the chances I'm going to get good at it? Well, you have to really want it. You have to ask yourself, and maybe that's where we get our Queen of Cups here too. We have to ask ourselves, do we really want it? Is it worth all of that stuff we're putting into it? Is it something that you feel strongly enough about that you're willing to say, man, the odds might be against me. It may cost me a lot. It may be a challenge. I may be frustrated a lot trying to do it, but I need to do it. It's something that is speaking to me and calling to me and summoning me to action. I've got to do it. So this is us figuring out how to start, figuring out how to take those first steps, overcoming that initial resistance, right? And pushing forward. So I don't know that you've started this thing yet. It could be that you're still considering what you want to do, considering if this is worth your effort, worth your time, and so forth. It may be that we've been considering this for a long time and always thinking that there's something preventing it. It's kind of like, I know I want to do this, I know I need to do this, but, today I can't, I'm busy today. Or today I have other errands to run, other responsibilities. I'll start it, maybe tomorrow I'll start. Okay? So I feel like this is a lot of that inertia that we have to overcome just to push. And then usually that's the most difficult part, is taking that first step. Once you get into the gym and you start working out, it gets kind of easy. It gets fun. I mean, yeah, you're challenging yourself, you're pushing your body, but it gets a little easier to be there. Once you're there, you're sort of in the flow of things. But just overcoming that initial inertia, that taking that first step is always the most challenging. It feels like that's the big step. And that's what we have with the top here with the Ace of Pentacles, taking that first step. And there are a lot of reasons why that's challenging. Not the least of which is all the fear down here with this Moon card. Okay, but the Ace of Pentacles is that first step. It's sort of like once you start saving money, once you put that $5 away, it sort of gets easy. It feels good. I did that now. That's kind of a relief that I started the process now. Okay. Once we get started on a new habit, a new lifestyle, a new way of doing things, a new skill or talent, or a new work, a new effort, it's always the first step that is the most difficult. Just getting ourselves into the room is hard. I kind of have a social anxiety. My biggest challenge is just going to the thing. Whether it's a company party, or it's a personal private party, or whether it is any place where there are a lot of people that I don't know, that I may have to talk to people and converse, the hardest thing is just getting myself to go there. To get out of the house, get dressed, get out of the house, and just go and be there. But once you're there, once I get in the door, it's like, okay, it's not so bad. Like, you can relax, you can ease into it, and you can get into the flow, and we can get out of our self-consciousness, we can get out of our fear, and we can just do it, because I'm here, I'm doing it. And that's all that's what matters in the moment, is just, I'm here, I'm doing it. But getting there, overcoming that resistance to just going and getting in the room. I used to have this fear when I would go to have company meetings, right? It was always, I'd get there like 15 minutes early. I'd sit in my car and I'd just try to do some breathing exercises, a little bit of meditation before I had to go into the company meeting. Well, it's 20, 30 of us. And they did it like once or twice a year, really. And I would have this resistance. My palms would get sweaty. I'd get nervous. My heart would be, I'd really be, on the edge of a panic attack sometimes. And so the most difficult thing, the most challenging thing was me getting out of the car and going into the room, into the conference room. But once I was in there, and I say hi to everybody, and everybody's greeting you, and then you sit down and you're ready for the meeting. You got your paper, you got your pen, you got your coffee, you're ready to go. It eases up. Okay. Spirit's saying that you are doing something with your hands. This is something physical. Yeah. It may be about that property or something with some land. Yeah. But this is taking that first step. This is also kind of the initial investment. This is saying like, okay, and what does taking that first step mean? Well, it means overcoming the inertia and the fear of just getting started, taking that first step. But it also is the investment of that first dollar you put away, the first hour that you spend on it, the first space and time that you're holding, and the initial effort to start doing this project. Learning this skill, developing this thing. Maybe you're learning an instrument. Maybe you're learning a technical skill. Maybe this is the first day of school for you. Maybe you're going back to school or going to university or a trade school. Maybe this is your first day on the job. Yeah, maybe this is the first day on the job. There are a lot of fears under the surface here, and we all have them. I think every one of us has the moon card under the surface. All of us. Even when it doesn't show up in a reading, it's here. It's sort of the card that's always implied, right? Very few people that have zero fear, right? Zero fear. Because I think the deeper we dive, the more likely we are to find something, right? And I think that this is kind of like we're asking ourselves, what's preventing me from doing it? Yeah, it's a dark, scary forest. Sure. Anything worthwhile is we're going to be nervous about it. What if I do it? What if I fail? What if I trip getting in the doorway? What if I try to say hello and I'm spitting out gibberish and nonsense and I can't form a sentence when I'm like saying hi to people? What if I stutter? What if I trip over my words or literally trip over my feet? Which has happened before. There's one time I walked right into a glass door. I was looking way past the door. I didn't realize it was a door. We realize that we do have these thoughts and feelings that may be just on the threshold of consciousness that are saying, what if I fail? What if I'm not good? What if people judge it poorly? What if, we're nervous about doing it. We're nervous about letting other people see us do it, right? Maybe you're trying to write a book. We're nervous about what if it's just really terrible? What if I go through this and think that I'm really, really writing the great American novel and it turns out to be just real bovine excrement, right? Yeah, what if? It could very well happen. I'm sure a lot of people have that fear, but we do it anyway. And I think that when we're so nervous about how we're going to perform, it's usually an indication that this is something we need to do. And it's something we're probably going to be okay at doing. If you walk in to this situation thinking, I'm going to be the best in the world, I'm not even worried about anything, I got no fear at all, you probably don't have anything worthwhile to really say, because we're doing something that's so different, so unknown, so cutting edge. We're in the dark, scary forest of change, right? It's new. It's something different. We should be nervous about. We should be nervous, scared, excited, brave, about what we're doing because it's like, I've never done it before. No one's ever done it before. No one's ever been me doing this before. No one's ever had my mind and heart and soul and applied it to this exact activity before. You're doing something no one else in the history of the universe has ever done or will ever do again. And that's kind of scary. That's a big responsibility, right? So we have to confront this fear. We have to know what we're scared of. And we have to accept that and say, yeah, I'm shaking in my boots here. That's okay. That's a good sign, right? A good sign. Pushing through with this and continuing on your path, look at that 9 of Cups in the future. That's what you're looking at. You're looking forward to that. And I think that, if this wasn't going to be rewarding for you in some way, even just the reward, the physical financial reward is one thing. Knowing that if I do this, I'm going to gain something. I'm going to profit from this, right? The happiness that we see with this card. This is happiness. This is happiness that keeps on happening. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming, the life that keeps on living, okay? Physically, financially, abundant. Yeah, I know that if I do this, I'm getting a product out the other side. If I chisel away at this piece of wood, I'm going to have some object that I've created, an expression of my own soul here in the physical, tangible way. There's some result, a tangible result, right? And so in a lot of ways, our fear is the fear that we will not fill any of these cups, okay? The fear that I will not have anything physical and tangible to show for all this effort. That I'll put in this investment of time, effort, energy, and or money and have nothing to show for it. That's a fear, right? But we will have something. And I think this card's kind of showing that there is a physical, financial component to it. That it will be abundant. If I do this work, I will have something. I will be producing something from it. It will change me in some physical or financial way, or there will be some physical or financial thing right here in my hand. Okay. Mental, emotional. The abundance there, right? Mentally, emotionally, it's just kind of the satisfaction and the joy knowing that, hey, this was something I was scared of. It was something that was challenging. It was something that no one's ever done before. It's something that was, the odds were against me, but you know what? I went and I did it anyway. I did my best at it, right? And it doesn't matter what I have to show for it. What matters is that mentally, emotionally, I conquered my fear, that I did it, that I loved it so much, I wanted to do it, I had a desire to do it, and I tried. I applied myself, and I invested in myself, regardless of what's happening on the bottom level, the physical, financial component. The mental, emotional benefit is going to be there. Okay, spiritual, creative. And this sort of the spiritual, creative level sort of cascades into the mental, emotional, and the physical, financial, because it feels like this is something that is destined for you. This is something that it feels like this has been built into your soul, and it's something that is trying to come out of you. It's your story to tell. It is your path. It is your myth. It is your quest. Regardless of the outcome, regardless of your fears and how you react to those fears and overcoming challenges and mental, emotional, regardless of any of that, the fact that you recognize this as being your destiny, your quest, your myth in life, that feels joyous. It feels, it's like a spiritual experience to connect with your soul in that way. Okay? So there are a lot of benefits to you doing this thing, whatever it is. The creative side of it is just knowing that what you are expressing is that authentic and pure part of yourself. Whether other people like it or not, whether there's anything physically tangible to show for it at the end or not, doesn't matter. What matters is that you're giving expression to whatever's inside of you. That you're telling your story. You're singing your song, you're dancing your dance. Right? I think you're going to have all of that in this card going forward. And this is really a big win. That's really, really nice. Yeah. I'm getting a T name person in your life. There's an older female energy that's attached to you that has passed over to the other side. T name person, older female. Yeah. They're very close to you right now. I think there was someone in your life that was always very supportive of you, very encouraging. They're still with you. Older female energy that has passed, still with you. There's a T somewhere. Yeah. Okay, general energy, Path of the Serpent. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free. Okay. The 10 of Pentacles. This is your dream life. This is the feeling that you kind of know what wealth is to you. You know what your best life will look like. This is sometimes a card that replaces the Empress card. Because the Empress is us living and breathing in that good life, right? This is your ideal of that good life. This is what you are looking at in the future and thinking, that's who I want to be, where I want to be, and what I want to be doing in the future. The best possible outcome that you can imagine of this investment, what does it look like? Get out a sheet of paper, get out a pencil, draw a picture of your best life, and tape it to your wall, paste it to your wall, I don't know. That's a good idea. Burn it into your memory, burn it into your heart. That you can see it, you can feel it, you can breathe in your highest ideal. And believe that that is already true. Believe that it is already a fact that's been written. And now it's just a matter of you doing the work to get to this point. That this is already a foregone conclusion. That you will achieve this. This is real wealth. Okay? Your highest ideals. What is the outcome that you want to see here? What does the Nine of Cups, what does it actually look like? Okay? We have to put a picture to it. We have to put a framework around it. We have to create, if you build it, they will come. Yeah. If you can create that structure for it, and then we just have to travel forward to arrive at this destination. This is already there. This already exists in your future. It is already a fact. Okay. And that's your general energy. I feel like you are mastering the art and science of manifestation here. So if we have the uncarved block of wood, you have to already have the picture in your mind of what you're carving. Okay, this is the investment. You have to be able to see all the details in full, vivid, in living color, what that result is. And you have to believe that it is already there. It is already inside of that block of wood. This is the masterpiece that's inside the blank canvas already. This is the masterpiece. This is the great work that is already inside of you. And now it's there. There's no doubt in your mind that it's there. It's just now I've just got to chisel away at it to bring it out. Okay. In your relationships, in the position of the environment, we have this lust card. And the lust card is celebration. The lust card is passion. The lust card is this feeling of capability. We feel magical. We feel like we can reach up into the night sky and pluck out a little star and put it on our pocket. This is that belief in ourselves. This is that confidence. So I'm capable of doing anything. I think people around you are going to notice that, like, you've got like not an arrogance, not a hubris. You've got a, I don't know. It's like your head is held a little bit higher, and you just feel more confident. People are going to notice that. Okay. I think that your relationships with other people. Now, who is your person right now? There's a best friend, you have a relationship, a partner, something like that. I feel like all of your relationships are going to get stronger right now because of your investment in this. It's in a way, we're taking time, effort, energy, and or money to put into this Princess of Pentacles. But at the same time, you need to make sure that your relationships with your people, your close friends, you're a person of quality, not quantity. I feel like you have 2 or 3. You have like a small inner circle, right? Cherish those people. Celebrate with those people. Take all of this wonderful, good feeling and go and bond with your people. I feel like your passion, your creativity, your confidence is going to really going to manifest in your interactions with other people. Okay? You're going to enjoy people more. They're going to enjoy you. And those bonds are going to be even stronger. And I think that's a very important thing for you right now. The Hermit could get a little lonely. The Hermit is prone to isolation. Okay? And yes, to invest in this, you got to sequester yourself. You want to get good at the drums? Well, you got to take an hour or 2 a day or more and put in the work. Which means it's going to be time you're not hanging out with your friend or your spouse or your kids or your, whoever else. So we have to make sure that we sort of we strengthen that time that we do have with our people so that we don't get isolated, detached, and lonely in that hermit mode. Okay, very important that we take we take this out into the world with us and use it to strengthen our relationships and to really bond with people and to celebrate with people. This is an excitement. I think that you're excited for yourself and what you're doing, but I feel like you're showing excitement in other people too. Yeah, you are. You're passionate about what other people are working on as well, and I think that with you investing in yourself in this way, you're able to really celebrate and appreciate the people in your life that are also overcoming their fears and working hard on something, working hard on themselves, on their spiritual path, on their career, on their fitness, whatever it is. And I think that it's, in a way, it's sort of an accountability, but I think we feed off the energy of other people. It's an interaction, it's an exchange, it's a power exchange of energy with other people. We're motivating others, others are motivating us, and it feels like those relationships are very important to you right now. Okay, especially as a counterbalance to our hermit energy. In the Nine of Swords, that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid the misery, the heartbreak, the cruelty. We're trying to not lament. We're trying not to criticize ourselves. We're trying not to speak poorly of ourselves. We really don't want this. We don't want to lose sleep at night. This is a card that's kind of like a rock bottom energy. It's kind of like saying, if I don't pursue this thing, I'm going to be I'll never forgive myself, right? This is also the fear that says, if I do this thing, what if it doesn't work? What if it's really terrible? What if it sucks? What if people don't like it? What if I fall? What if I trip? What if I blunder? What if I fail? What if, right? But I think that this is the pain of separation. This is the pain of division, right? It's Mars and Gemini. It's the pain of being separated from what you know you're meant to do in life. Okay? This is that sort of depression that we sometimes will fall into when we know we're not living our destiny. When we know we've somehow gotten off of the path, gotten away from the path, or we've resisted the path, and we start to get miserable. And we think, this is reality. And it makes us further resist the path. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a vicious cycle, this one. Because we resist the path, we get miserable. The more miserable we get, the more we are resisting the path. Pushing people away. Pushing the thing away. Pushing the Princess of Pentacles away. I think we realize that what is going to heal us, what's going to bring us back together and make us feel whole again, is to do this thing, is to unite with this thing, because this is the pain, really, of being separated from God, goddess, deity, from your own soul, from the divine. It's the pain of division. And what we want is the wholeness, right? Even if we're scared, even if the odds are against us, even if blah, blah, blah. The only thing that's going to heal us is to be united with our true selves, with God, goddess, deity, true self, guardian angels, spirit guide, with the divine energy, the universal mind, with our soul, with our destiny. Okay. The Queen of Cups here at the end, I think, is a range of emotions that you can expect to go through, for one thing. I think that this is the idea of self-love, self-care. I'm doing this for me. I don't have to judge my experience of this based on what I think other people are going to see or how they're going to experience it. I think you're a very sensitive person. I think that you have to sort of deflect all the negativity that other people, they might see what you're doing and they might think, oh, that's a terrible book. Or that song that you wrote, that's horrible. We have to deflect that. We have to just not let that in. What you're doing is for you. Okay? And, well, of course, we want other people to like it. We want that reinforcement, right? And that's why I think the lust card's very important for you, because it's about the connection with those people that are closest to you, those people that really do matter. And they're supporting you. They're encouraging you. They're pumping you up. With this one, we have to realize that the only judge of the value of this is me, right? And spirit and my own soul. This is where I have to look to find out if am I doing a good job? Am I putting in enough time, effort, energy, and or money? We ask ourselves, what does this mean to me? Not anybody else. The Queen of Cups is compassion for self, love for self, radical self-love, right? And kind of saying like, I need to look at what I'm afraid of. I need to look down at the very bottom of my own soul and say, what is the obstacle here? What is the real problem? Well, the problem, I think, is that you're this is what you need to do in your life, and there are fears and things in the way that are sort of preventing you from seizing this opportunity and from diving into this, right? I think this card is also talking about that older female with the T, either a T initial or something with the T in their aura. They're very close to you, and I think that they've always been there to encourage you. And I feel like they're doing that now, and they want you to. And I don't know if you came from a military family or something, but I feel like the emotions in your family weren't always something that were encouraged. Like, it was never easy when you were a kid for you to show your emotions, right? This is kind of like, we're really diving in now. We're really getting this emotional experience. We're realizing that this is what is really missing from life. This is what is going to be it. And again, with that 9 of Cups, even if you don't have anything tangible to show for it, right? And so we're not setting ourselves up for failure here by saying the only way I'm going to be happy is if I get $1 million for this. If I sell the book, it's a #1 bestseller, right? We're not attached to that kind of thing. I believe that you are going to get the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual, creative abundance, rewards, the joy, the happiness. But the one that really matters is the spiritual creative, because that's going to trickle down and affect everything else. If we focus on doing what is absolutely authentic in our soul, the mental, emotional stuff will work itself out. The physical, financial stuff will work itself out. Okay, the water flows from the top down. All right, let's look at the mystery card. I know this reading's going really long. Empress, right? Empress, got to be. Or maybe the Emperor, right? Your superpower card. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's see. The Queen of Swords, the heart and the mind, right? Water and air here. I think that this is, it's kind of showing that in the top-down scenario, the spiritual creative stuff, if we start there, right? The heart and the mind right in the middle, mental, emotional, right in the middle. If we can allow that spiritual creative flow to harmonize our heart and mind, then the physical components will be there. Then the money will be there. The physical, tangible results will be there. So that kind of is confirming that we're going top down. And the first stop of that water is going to be the mental, emotional plane. Okay, so if we are following our destiny, we're doing our creative will, we're listening to our soul, right? And we're doing that work. We're doing the good work of our lives, right? Mentally, emotionally, we're going to harmonize. We're going to believe it. We're going to feel good about it. We're going to value it. We're going to be thinking positively. We're going to be resonating. Our heart and mind are going to be together in alliance with Spirit. And that's going to allow that water to trickle down to the physical, financial planes. And the results will be good results. You'll get something good physically and financially for this work that you're doing. But that's not where the energy is originating. That's not what you're attached to. The spiritual energy is landing on the mental, emotional plane. And you're able to harmonize on that plane. That's going to automatically create the other results. Okay? And I hope that makes sense, because I feel that that's what we got here, right? Heart and mind. We got to look at the fears. We got to look at how we've been thinking about things. And I think the physical results will be there as a matter of consequence. Yeah. So this is really pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling, and harmonize your thoughts and your feelings with Spirit. The rest will take care of itself. All right. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries Monday and Friday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.